Hello everyone. There is a common question that many people ask is how to write about the personal letter or personal statement for CaRMS, Canadian Residency Match Services. In this video, I will give you a little bit idea about the personal statement or personal letter for the point of view of the CaRMS point of view, and we will go into a little bit detail that how the things should be written and what are the points which highly increases the visibility of the reader. Okay, so I am Dr. Wahid. I'm a resident at a Northern Remote Program in the University of Manitoba. So starting about the personal statement and or personal letter, what it actually is. So almost every program they have the demand of this personal statement. Okay, and this is one of the mandatory requirement of the programs to do it. And to upload it. There was a detailed video where to enter it into the CaRMS application, which I uploaded some days ago. Now, what should be included into the personal statement? I have seen very good personal statements and I have seen worse of them too. What is the point which is worse about them? The main thing is I have seen people that whatever they write down into their application and whatever they write down into their CV, they try to copy paste all of that information into the personal statement, and which is absolutely wrong, and we should not do this practice. This is not an example of a good personal statement. A good personal statement is in which we described about ourselves, which is not given into our CaRMS resume or into the application. It describes you as a person, what you are and what are your goals and what you want from your life and why you want to include your career into that specific specialty, which can be either family medicine, which can be either internal medicine or any other field like psychiatry and that stuff. And what are the grounds in which you are looking yourself into go into that specific area. So all of the information other than what is already been mentioned. Now, it does not mean that we cannot include anything out of that applications. Definitely there will be some information, but that will be more focused on the point of view that what out of that experience I will be helpful to the program. For example, if one program wants you to write down your leadership qualities, although in your resume you may have would have given your voluntary experience or any past experience in which you would have a very good leadership qualities, you will mention that in the personal statement in a way that in that kind of experience I had learned a lot of these things regarding the leadership qualities, which explain my all of the careers and blah blah and xyz. So these are the things which we have not written in our application or into the resume, that what we gained from them. What we have written in our application and resume is which date to which date we have done, what was my responsibilities, but how I will be helpful to the program in which I am intending to apply is actually will be included into the personal statement regarding that experience. Okay, now let's go by one, which are mandatory things. The first of all, almost every program, I would say most of the program, not every program, they have some of the cap. They say that do not provide more than 500 words of them. So or 750 words or 1000 words. So that will be absolutely, I would say, absolutely a blunder if we will write down a personal statement more than the specified words. If they say you 500 words, it should be more than 500 words. I know there is a one internal medicine program, they say that not more than 250 words. So we need to write all of that information what they want in 250 words. Okay, the best way is not to make your personal statement on the CaRMS online portal. Make it on the Word, and it will be easier for us to count up all the words and then afterwards copy paste it on the CaRMS application portal system, and that will be helpful for us. Okay, now there are some of the programs in which they say you can write down as much as words as you can. So people I have seen writing 1000 words, 2000 words or something like that. It's not an essay or it's not something like that, and think about putting yourself into the shoes that you are going to read someone else's personal statement. Would you like to read all of that 6 or 7 pages personal statement? Absolutely no. So this is the same theory which goes on to the people who are reading your application. So try to be concise, and despite of the fact they say that no maximum limit, try to still make it in between 500 to 750 words, not more than that. I would say maximum would be 750 words, until and unless the program descriptions want us to write down more information. Like sometimes I have seen they have, for some programs, they write down the 5 and 6 points that explain these points into your personal statement. So each statement, I would say that 200 to 250 words is enough for every question to answer. And if your question is going more than 750 words, then it makes sense. Otherwise, in I won't say you to go into more than 750 words. If they say that, even if they say that maximum limit is 1000 words, is still would be a very huge and long personal statement. Okay, so coming to the next point, what personal statement says is how we should compile the whole personal statement. It has many paragraphs. The first paragraph mostly is about yourself. Okay, what were the events, or why you wanted to go into that and into that field. Many of the fields or programs, they specifically ask you, tell us about why you want to choose this as your career, specifically in family medicine. So our first paragraph will start actually about ourselves and the event, what were the things which indulges us to make to choose this career. Try not to put into your personal statement why you wanted to go become a physician. That is not the thing that they have asked you for. They have asked you why you want to go into this specific field. Okay, so everybody knows that we love medicine, we love all of these fields. So the main question is why that specific field. Okay, for example, family medicine, they could be saying that there were so many events in my life XYZ which indulges me to go and help as much as people in the care. I am a family person. I like to see people growing up in front of me, and all of those factors, right? Now there is some mistakes which many people do. They don't bring up with the ideas. Okay, they are not fair with their own personal statement. So what they do is they pick up a reason which is very, very common in the community. And the people who are seated over there looking at your application and personal statement, they have been doing this for years. They know each and everything, that how many times all of the candidates have used examples like, my grandparent was sick and I wanted to help them for this thing, and that is the reason. They know all of that stuff. Okay, so come up with your personal own example. So let's suppose you want to go into the internal medicine, and definitely there will be a reason behind it that you want to go to internal medicine. Try to find out the reason in yourself and pick that and write it down into the words in your personal statement. The statement that you will write about yourself, that will be unique of you, and that will be have more value, rather than thinking about something to come up with and put that into your words. Okay, now the last paragraph of personal statement is actually the summary. So think about in the IELTS when we are writing down, so the first paragraph is introduction, last paragraph is the summary, and the middle paragraphs are the body in which we go for the points of in yes or no. Okay, depending on the question. So similarly is the personal statement. The opening paragraph is your introduction about why we want to go into that field, and the last is about what is the summary and why you like giving your good points about that yourself and all of that stuff. Okay, now in the middle paragraphs, the middle paragraph is basically the answers what they have asked you in your personal statement in the program description. So before writing down always make sure that you have read and all of the words, all of the sentences where they are actually wanting from you. Now I have seen many people, they think that, oh, there is a one point which is a very good of my history. Okay, sure, but try to change it in a words that it will be answerable to your questions which have been asked for. Just simply putting them down, it won't be helpful. Okay, your every statement should have some justification why you are writing it down, and when they have asked some specific question over there in the personal statement. Okay, there are some of the examples which I have come up. Like for example, if I say you, most of the time they ask you why you have choose this specific university. Okay, like for example, if I will go with my one, why you ever wanted to choose a University of Manitoba as your career, so give us the points for that. Now there are many people who have not been into Manitoba for their whole life, so it means this point is not clear for them. No, it's not like that. There are many other points that we can go. For example, think about that. Do you have any family member in the Manitoba? You have any friends or family or extended relations over here in Manitoba or no? If you have it, you can tell them that yes, I am able to survive in Manitoba, and that's how I wanted to have a University of Manitoba, which will help me in that. Okay, or they can simply ask you about write down the connections with Manitoba. Okay, so definitely this could be the answer in that too. Okay, now if you don't have any connections or something, and think about what are the similarities in the Manitoba as compared to the province where you are living right now. Okay, for example, rural population. Okay, or if you are in Saskatchewan, or if you are in Alberta, or in a province where there is a population of indigenous communities, and you have the experience with that, you can explain in that personal statement that I have the connections with the indigenous population, and I do realize that there are a lot of population which are over there in the northern areas or in the southern parts or most of the parts of the Manitoba, and I can feel the connection with the Manitoba, and I am easy to survive into this environment. So basically, what they are looking at is, will you be able to survive into this environment of Manitoba or not? And if you will be able to survive, what are your chances that after doing residency you will be continuously serving Manitoba or no? They don't want any person who will come over here, they will do their 2 years residency program and they leave. No, they don't want that one. Okay, and now you can explain in the community in your personal statement that you have been into different parts of the world, you have been into this country, this country. So this is a one thing which explains your adaptability response, that you did not had any problem of surviving into any other areas. So if you are moving from one province to another province, it won't be a problem for you. So that is, these are the some of the points which you can explain about the connections. Okay, now life experiences, they ask you sometimes about this question. The life experiences is again the same thing. Explain what about yourself. So I cannot explain about this thing. This life experiences is a very very unique question, and it is specific to each and every person. Come up with that ideas and bring up your own examples. The time when I was selected in my personal statement, that was purely my own things which I have written, believe me. Okay, even into the interview, when I was giving interview, there are so many behavioral questions, and all of the behavioral answers which I have given, they were very unique of me, and they were so unique of me that nobody can copy it, because they were actually very specific of me. And at the end of my interview, I was actually told by one of the interviewers that thank you very much for being very honest with us. So this tells us that if you are being honest with your answers, if you are giving answers which are unique to you, they do recognize this, and they do tell that yes, this person is being honest with them, and this is your credibility, and there's a higher chances that you can be hired. Okay, I am the one of the big example in front of you guys. I've been hired because of these things. Okay, so these are the main points. And what else it could be, do not make the grammar mistakes. Now there are so many online softwares which are available, and we can actually put that into the computer and they can do all of that stuff for us. Some of them are paid, and if you are you want to use a paid one, I would say go ahead for that. It is one of the investment that you are going to do, so that it will help you to have a better idea how to compile your sentences and put into a better words rather than just a simple words. Okay. Now the last thing which I want to tell, that if you have written the personal statements, do not put it by yourself. Get your mentors, or get your seniors, or the people who are already in the system. Always ask help for them. Show your personal statement to about 4 or 5 people. Okay. And everybody will give you some of the feedback, and do not take that as for granted. Okay. And use your brains in that stuff too. If somebody is giving you some of the feedback for one person's statement, what could be the reason behind it, and always listen to them and try to follow them. And I remember my personal statement, I showed it to like around 5 6 people, and I, each time every person gave me some feedback, and I was keep on changing it till the point one person told me that, you know what, this is the perfect example what you have written over here, so you cannot change it more. So that was a point when I stopped myself for showing to the other people, and those people were my seniors, my mentors, my supervisors for the clinical assistant job. All the people, they were off. And take help, okay, as much as you can. Do let me know if you have any questions. You can write down into the comment section, and I will be really happy to help you out. Okay, and that would be the end of the video. Good luck to everyone.